Okay, take two of trying to start this up. Welcome, TFE owners. Sam and I are going to bust out the FYPD order. You know, the year one FYPD order. Pretty big deal. I would say. I mean, this is probably one where you don't know who you're going to end up with at one. It's not like if you draw one, you know who you could take because we still have the auction and all the prospects out of that to go. So, I mean, you probably still want one. It's probably still nice, but yeah, that's what we're going to do here. Sam, before we get into that, initial thoughts. You know, you're pretty hyped. Like this thing is going down.
I'm super hyped. Again, appreciate everyone as we've gone through, the growing pains and all the patience that we've had. And it was really fun doing the franchise lottery. I've never been in a league where we've done that before. I kind of came up with that on my own, and I thought that was pretty cool. I hope everybody enjoyed that as well. And what we'll do here is we'll arrange 1 through 30 for the first round draft, first year player draft. The top, 50 specs are probably going to go in the draft, and then after that, it's anybody's game. I could like the 150 guy that I want to pick up and make sure I get and pass on the 88 guys. So no telling what talent will be available once we get to this first year player draft. But it's not super important that you get 1 over 10, over 20, or 30, or whatever, because those Apex guys are going to go in the draft. So do you want 1 or do you want 30 and 31? With the snake format, that's going to help us out there. So I'm purposely talking a little slow, just kind of talking about whatever, let people hop on and watch live if they want. But I've got it all keyed up, so I will pull that up.
And this first one, this is the one FYPD that is going to be true snake. From year 2 onward, it will just be top of the ladder and then back to the top of the ladder. So, yeah, maybe this will be the one that's not terrible to draw 30 because you're going to get the back-to-backs. You get 2 guys you really want. So, yeah, I'm excited.
So if we've got some viewers, I can't see if we have them or not, but if we've got some live viewers, we'll get started.
We've got 2. One of them is Tony. But there is one non-Tony viewer. And, of course, anybody can obviously go back and watch from the beginning. So,
sure.
We can take our time. This doesn't have to be a 5-minute video. So let's a little bit of suspense, from the bottom to the top, maybe.
Yes, I'm going to push the button, and we're going to find out what's up.
All righty. There it is.
Results have been generated. I almost want to skip like every 3,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I think I'll skip 30th and I'll skip 1st.
Okay. That's cool.
Because then you won't know if you're getting better or if you could still be worse.
It's like the Howie Mandel briefcase show. What the hell is that
exactly.
called?
Exactly. Yeah.
Deal or no deal. Yeah.
Yeah, deal or no deal. Exactly. All right. So 29.
All right.
We have the Detroit Tigers. With John.
All right, so John knows his shit. I mean, I think most of the guys in this league are going to know their shit. John particularly is a prospecty guy, so I think he'll do just fine at 29.
Yeah, I personally don't mind being at the back here. I would rather get 2 guys that are in that top 100 range, which is what you're going to get in the back, than somebody up in the 90s.
Huge weight. If you go 1, you got a huge weight. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Cool. There we go.
28. The Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah, the Cincinnati Reds.
That's
Rob, I think. His name is Rob.
Rob. Okay, I was trying to remember his name. Yeah. All right. So Rob there with the Reds at 28. For pick 27. The San Diego Padres.
The dude that did not get the Phillies. The Phillies were his first pick. Yep. Padres were his second. Matt, I think. Matthew.
Yeah.
Matt.
All right. All right. Don't know anything about either of these 2 owners, so I won't speculate as to their prospecting abilities. 26. Milwaukee Brewers. That is
Steven. That's Steven, Texas, I believe.
Okay, Steven, Texas. Yeah. There you go. He's super engaged on the Discord. Love that. But Again, don't know anything about his prospecting prowess. We'll see what he can do in the 26 spot.
Yeah. 25. Whew. Houston Astros.
That's the Astros, but that's Todd. Missing an S there, but it's not perfect. All right, 26.
Up to 5 live viewers now. Just so hey, anybody watching live, welcome, and thank you.
So 24. Baltimore Orioles.
Hey, all right, I'm okay with that. I was kind of with you, kind of hoping to get 2 closer rather than 1 in a huge weight. Because if I have my guys I want, I'll get them in the auction if I really want them. But I kind of like some of those decisions being made for me in this instance. So don't hate that.
All right, 23. Brendan with the Diamondbacks.
All right.
That's probably uncomfortable for you two because you're constantly going to be, making good picks.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit.
To go. Yeah. Don't put Rangers here. That'll be brutal. 22. Tampa Bay Rays. That's Chris, right. I think. Or Chris went to Marlins and traded Rays to somebody, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember who has Rays right now.
All right, 21. Nolan with the New York Yankees.
Okay, Nolan. All right. Now we're into the top 20.
Yeah. The Atlanta Braves.
All right.
Bravos can't get back-to-back first place spots, right? But I'd rather have the Braves than the 1.1 here in the FYPD.
Right, yeah, after the auction. Yeah, you're happier getting your team.
Oakland A's.
Oakland A's. All right.
I was kind of shocked when they got taken, but then I remember they're moving to Las Vegas, so that's actually kind of cool.
The A's are a very classic uniform. Even if you don't like the A's, there were plenty of years, when they were rolling Hudson, Mulder, and Zito, like that was super fun. They get the Moneyball movie, etc. Like the A's have had some fun stuff, but not a great owner. Very terrible. Hopefully the TFE A's owner treats his guys better than the real life A's owner.
Sure. All right, pick 18.
The Rockies. That's Hank Scorpio. All right.
17.
There we go.
So I was going to say, if I don't get first or 30th, I kind of hope I'm around 15. I think it's easier to plan if you're at the end or if you're at the middle in a snake draft. But it does create reaching either way in either of those spots, first, last, or middle. I just feel like the middle results in a less far reach than somebody who isn't going to pick for 60 picks.
That's fair.
So I don't mind this spot at all. 16, the Dodgers.
The Dodgers. Now we're in the top half.
Yep.
Now we're in the top half. Here we go.
15. The Cardinals.
Old fire banker.
Yeah, and I tell you what I'll do. I was going to do a $50 giveaway to one of the owners as part of that $500. So we'll say whoever's first on, or we'll say whoever's. What do we want to do? First or 30th? Now we'll do another pod. Keep more suspense. How about that?
Yeah, that works too.
All right. Cleveland Indians at 14.
You went with the Indians. I prefer the Indians name. I have an old Indians hat. I don't like the Guardians. I do think it's silly. I know the locals, the locals get it why it's the Guardians and stuff, but I don't like it. I wish they would have held their ground.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I don't like the Guardians is because they've got the bridge with the Guardians on it. But whatever, it doesn't really matter to me, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. All right, pick 13.
Lucky 13, the
The
Pirates.
Pirates. That's Amrock.
Oh, okay. Didn't realize that's who he took. That's good to know.
Pick 12. The Mariners. It's Brian.
It's kind of a team I was hoping to get, but they went pretty early. So
Yeah, I can't say. I mean, I don't know a lot about him, but he's big into Bowman draft, which means he's probably a monster specker. So
yeah,
pick 11. The Mets.
that's John.
Yep. 10. Top 10 now. The Royals.
The Royals. All right. The Royals.
And on to pick 9.
Now, the Jays. All right.
8. There's the Expos.
Oh, we did let somebody take Expos. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, again, I don't mind that one either.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Red Sox coming in at 7.
Red Sox is 7. All right, getting close to the top 5.
Yeah.
But we'll still have that hidden team at 30, so it's not
That's
totally set.
Pick 6. The Angels.
The Angels.
That was one of the random teams. The Dodgers and the Angels were the 2 random off teams at the end. That's interesting to me, but okay. I can't believe nobody wanted the LA teams, but
they both have bad mojo right now. There's the White Sox at number 5, but they do. The Angels have that. We wasted Trout and Ohtani and gave nobody anything for it, and then the Dodgers have that evil empire thing going. So yeah, I kind of get it to an extent. Plus, pretty boring uniforms, honestly. If I'm being totally honest, pretty boring. Yeah.
All right, pick 4. The Marlins.
All right.
Nice. All right, top 3.
Here we go.
The Phillies and Adam.
The Phillies. Mr. Adam Klein and all things Philly. Loves the Phillies. Getting number 3 pick. Anybody worth a damn in the Philly system?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Justin Crawford, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't going to name names, but yeah. All right,
number 2.
The Giants.
Giants, all right.
You actually probably feel a little bit of relief if you're the Giants right now because you're kind of worried if you're that 30th pick.
Right, yeah.
Lock in at 2, so the worst you can do is 2, right?
Oh, so, we've got 1 and 30. We've got 1. And then the guy's going to get back-to-backs, and then the one guy is going to have to wait a million picks before he gets his back-to-backs. But yeah, there we go.
So
let's see it.
29 through 27 real quick for anyone watching that may not have been able to see their team there. So what are we down to choosing between? I think we have the Twins and
the Cubs.
We have the Cubs. Yep. Twins and Cubs, 1st and 30. All right. Suspense is on.
Here we go. It's the Cubs. So Twins are going number 1.
Let's see if I got it right. The Twins at number 1.
So Twins will have the first shot of the, his preferred, his top remaining prospect. And like we talked about in the Discord a little bit earlier, you don't have to take 3. You can not take any if that's not your thing, or if you want to spend your auction money elsewhere. You don't have to leave the auction with any prospect. So
I think the first round is going to have top 100 for everybody. I think 60 of the top 100 will go in the draft. And then either people will not choose a minor leaguer or they'll choose a pet project, 150th minor leaguer and leave that number 70 alone, like I said. So I think we're going to see, 30 to 40 top 100 still available. So
we could do another pod just talking about potentially prospecting for the auction, just because I'm very interested to see. There's guys that were top prospects not long ago that maybe the shine has worn off a little bit, prospect fatigue. I just traded George Valera, who not long ago was not maybe a top prospect, but a pretty highly ranked prospect that you might not find in a lot of top 100 lists anymore right now. But his proximity to the bigs is very close. There's a good chance he breaks camp with that Cleveland team. So, will it be a mix of proximity guys and these new sexy guys, the Langfords and the Cruzes and guys like that, or I don't want to speculate too much, but
so here's a wrinkle. J15 is today. You cannot draft a J15 player if they haven't signed with an MLB team. Yeah. So by the time we're doing our FYPD here in a couple weeks, maybe some of the J15 have signed. Maybe some of them haven't. Maybe some of those big names, I don't know any of them yet, but maybe they're holding out for more signing bonus or whatever, and they miss this year's FYPD draft.
Yeah, and then they're going into next year. We get to sit and watch them do what they do all year long, and then they come in with next year's draft class. So that is an interesting wrinkle.
That's intriguing.
Yeah.
We didn't have that issue with ABL 4 years ago because we didn't allow J15 in the current draft. But that's been changed. J15 are eligible if they've signed with a major league team. So I don't know how many will have signed in the next month. We'll see.
Man, very interesting. All right. Well, thanks, Sam. Thanks to anybody that watched. There's your FYPD. And again, it's after the auction, after some prospects will already be on teams, but they will still be prospects. But there's going to be talent left over. If we could take a snapshot of some like round 3 of the initial ABL, FYPD, you'd see guys that you'd be very happy to have on your big league roster right now. So.
And I'm going to open up draft pick trading once I set this up in the right order in Fantrax. You can trade current year 1 through 20. That's fine. Any combination thereof. Everybody's going to have 25 minor league spots. And so, if you pick up 2 in the draft and then you add some extra picks, you can draft up to 25. But by the season, you got to cut down to 20, whether through trades or because you just fall out of love with somebody. But that is an option. You do have that buffer there, and you'll have that every year during that FYPD. We'll give you an extra 5 spots to accommodate that. I will say you cannot trade. I'm going to give you your 5 picks for the next 3 years, but you cannot trade them if you haven't paid that year. So that year buy-in. So if you want to trade a 2025 pick for some FYPD this year or VersaVice or whatever, you do have to go in, and I'll have to set up League Safe to accommodate your $325 deposit for next season before those trades occur.
I think that's perfectly fair. That's how we do it in ABL and all the AFN leagues. It's just to make sure you're not going to trade every draft pick you have next year to go for it this year and then not make it and leave, and you're going to leave the guy taking over your team with a bunch of expensive guys on weird contracts and no draft picks. So it's just kind of another safeguard that is in place to prevent stuff like that from happening. Never really been a huge issue before, but that's why it's there. Yeah. So guys, get ready to go deep, man. 20 rounds of 30 teams. Do the math. We're going very, very deep into minor league systems here. So in this initial,
it's got to be at least a few dozen picks.
Yeah, at least. We might even take single A guys. All right, man. Thanks a lot, Sam.
Thanks, Tom.
We'll see you on the next one.